All right, welcome back, everybody, to the WTA Finals. And it's the second match for the Steffi Graf group. No. Yes. Yes, it is. And we got Paolini versus Gauff. Both lost their first matches. I think there is a situation where we do get players qualifying for the semis, or at least one player qualifying for the semis out of our next match, which is Pegula versus Sabalenka. We've also got Djokovic coming up tonight, or today, or whenever. And, but a must-win match for these two, because if they don't get a win here, they're going to have to really hope that everything else goes wrong for everybody else. So, and they still played a lot this year. I think they played like 4 times this year, 5th time they played this year, which I think is up there with Raducanu and Swiatek, how many times they played. So, these two are very familiar, and they also played recently. So, let's see if they can get off to a start. Now, what are the situations? Let me check. All right, so if Sabalenka wins in straight sets, she is into the semis. If Sabalenka and Paolini win, Sabalenka advances, Gauff is out, and then the winner of Pegula-Paolini will take the second spot. If Pegula and Gauff win, then Pegula advances, Paolini's eliminated, and Gauff-Sabalenka will play for second spot in the final match. So that is the situation. So it'll become a lot clearer once we get this match done. Now, once this match is done, then we can go to the next match going, okay, well, if so-and-so does this, then this will happen. If this, that, and the other. Basically, by the way, if Paolini does lose in straight sets, she will be out. So she has to win at least a set to stay alive. All right. But here we go. Paolini versus Coco. Paolini didn't look great in her first match. She looked like she was a little bit ill, but also she got overpowered by Sabalenka, and Gauff was all about the serve. It was all about the serve. That was what was the big thing that kept causing troubles. But we'll see if she's figured that out. And if Paolini is feeling better and playing better. Oh, hey. I bet Paolini to win a set, so I hope she does that. Okay. Sabalenka's been training with Raducanu, so I think she is winning and fit. Okay. We'll see. Well, I have plenty of matches going on over in Athens and Metz, so we'll keep an eye on those as well. Like I said, Djokovic coming up later against Tabilo. It's not going to be easy. Shura last year? Who's that? Who did all right last year? Head-to-head in this one is 4-3 to Coco. I'm pretty sure. Was it 3-0? No. Yes. 3-0. I think. Yeah. 3-0. Gauff won their last match, but Paolini won 3 in a row. So, yeah, 3-3. Is your favorite for WTA Finals? I don't know. I don't know. Raducanu? All right. They should be out on court any moment. Coco beat number 1 and 2 last year to take the title. She did, yeah. She sure did. She sure did. By the way, chat, I started playing Pokemon Silver, and it's because my Pokemon Gold needs a replacement battery. I tried to play it, and it didn't save. I was 2 hours down the drain, but the Pokemon Silver works. And I've already have one gym badge, so I'm on fire. All right, players on court. Players on court, and then we can get started. All right. And then, tomorrow we have two totally different matches. One is kind of irrelevant, and the second one is super relevant. Second one is the winner is into the semis. So, tomorrow's going to be a very important day. I don't think it matters if Raducanu loses, even if it's straight sets, because she still finishes top of the group, right? But Keys can't qualify. So for Keys, it's like nothing. It doesn't matter. Hey, Ons is there. Nice. Yeah, the other one is super high stakes for sure. All right. Here we go. Jabeur going to toss the coin to get us started. If Swiatek wins in straight sets, Raducanu loses in straight sets, Swiatek tops the group. False. Because if I'm pretty sure it's different for men and women, but I'm pretty sure the WTA Finals is based on head-to-head before it's based on sets. So if two players are tied on 2 wins, 1 loss, whoever won the match they played against one another takes over the other player. Because I know on the ATP, standings are determined by number of wins, number of matches played. In a 2-player tie, it goes on head-to-head record. In a 3-player tie, that's when they do the countback of sets and games and whatever else. But it's based on head-to-head record. So Raducanu beat Swiatek. So if they're tied, Swiatek wins, and Raducanu wins, and Raducanu is top of the group, and if Anisimova wins, then same thing. Doesn't matter what happens after that. I think the ATP finals are the other way around, where it's based on sets and then it's based on head-to-head, I think, but the WTA based it on head-to-head. Sabalenka qualified for the semis last year, lost third match, and then lost the semis. Yes. Did she? Can't remember. All right. Tennis Channel already said that Raducanu won the group. Yeah. Well, I'm reading it here, and it says here standings determined by number of wins, number of matches played, and then in a 2-player tie, which is the third requirement, if the 2 players are tied, it's based on head-to-head, which means based on who beat who in the group. Not head-to-head overall, not like, not Swiatek winning 6-5, right? It's not that. It's whoever beat who in the group. Gauff's going to serve first, by the way. So that's what it is. So therefore, Raducanu cannot finish second in the group. Doesn't matter what happens with Anisimova Swiatek. She will be number 1 in the group no matter what, which means she could play one of these ladies. She could play one of the next ones as well. I mean, there's an opportunity. Yeah, Casper, they don't. I just explained it. That's not how they determine things. like Alina is destined to take this year's title. I mean, that'd be amazing. That would be amazing. So yeah, the ATP Finals is actually the same thing. So it's based on wins and then matches played. So if somebody comes in and wins 2 matches, like let's say Andreeva came in and won 2 matches, it would be, if somebody has got played 3 matches, they would be over her, right? And then head to head, and then it goes down to sets, games, and then ranking if everything's tied. If there's 3 players tied on the exact same scores, but I don't think that's ever happened. So. Yep, Joker is 0-2 against Tabilo. He sure is. It's going to be very interesting to watch that match. Djokovic apparently, again, I don't know if, I mean, maybe he'll confirm it today, but he is playing the ATP Finals. He just hasn't said it out loud, but everything's pointing towards him playing. All positive signs. Didn't Swiatek miss out last year because of head-to-head win-loss? Sets win-loss. No, it's all right, Casper. You're totally valid with it. I thought this as well. Like I made this mistake last year. I think it was where I'm like, oh well, so and so has more sets. So last year, the difference was that. What happened last year? So Gauff won 2 matches, Swiatek won 2 matches, and Krejcikova won 2 matches. So last year it came down to sets because 3 players were tied. So that's if 2 players are tied, it's based on head to head. If 3 players are tied, it's based on sets. So there's no way that they can have 3 players tied on 2-1, right? Because Anisimova or Swiatek's going to lose. So it's not that Swiatek won't qualify; it's that she won't top the group, right? So she'll still be in the semis. She just won't be the number 1 in the group. But yeah, so yeah, last year was different because three players had the same win-loss, whereas this year it's going to be impossible for Swiatek, Anisimova, and Raducanu to have 2-1. But if there's only 2 players that are tied, then it's based on who beat who. Super confusing, but I guess it kind of makes sense because it'd be weird if you were like, oh yeah, well, Swiatek did better than Raducanu, even though Raducanu beat her. You're like, I guess. But yeah, that's just the way it is. Yeah, we're watching Djokovic later. All right, here we go. Who you got? I'm gonna go. I think I went Coco in 3. I think. I can't remember. I think I said Coco. But let me know what you think. Who you think's going to win, chat? Who will win? Coco in straight sets, Paolini in 3, Coco. Okay, a lot of people going with Gauff. A few got Paolini's. All right, first point goes to Paolini. First 2 points go to Paolini. Paolini in 2, okay. Never odds makers want. Never what odd makers want. Okay. 30-0. First game of the match. 30-0. We want betting tips, Cam. Too bad. That's not what I do. I really hope Coco serves well. Yeah, I hope so too. Or at least serves better than the first match. You know. By the way, Townsend and Siniakova got the win earlier today. Gauff with 40-30. Yeah, Coco serving. Uh, 40-30. Fifth match between these two this year. Am I seeing that wrong? No, that's right. This is the fifth time they played. So they have played a lot this season. It's been a very, very common matchup. And it's 3-1 in favor of Paolini. Very similar to Swiatek Raducanu. As Gauff wins the first game, 1-love. Because Swiatek and Raducanu have also played a lot. All right, first game goes to Gauff. All right. It's going to be Coco's backhand power against Paolini. Okay. All right, love 30. Coco with a chance to get the break here. Total games will be over 21. Okay, cool. We haven't seen a lot of Swiatek Sabalenka matches this year. True. That's true. We haven't really seen them play. Love 40, by the way. Yeah, we've only seen them play once, I think. Which is super weird. Which is really, really strange. Because I think last year they played like four... was it last year or the year before they played like 3 times? I'm pretty sure. All right, Coco breaks. First game of the match. 2-love. All right, Gauff is known for double faults, but Paolini's defense is elite. True. All right, first game of the match on Paolini's serve is a break against her serve. All right. Love 15 is Paolini's a return winner. It's love 30. Why are we focusing on negative? I don't know. People are just that's just the people do that. All right, love 30. Chance for Paolini to get the break straight back. Swiatek had way too many matches this year where she completely switched off and collapsed, and unheard of before 25. Yeah. I mean, I think I think there's always going to be like the positives in her game have been, the serve has gotten bigger and she's been more aggressive, but the negatives are sometimes she will like throw in a lot more errors than she used to. But I think that's the price that she's willing to pay to change her game, right? Because she felt like she needed to change something. 15-40. So yeah, I think whatever Wim Zet came in to help her with there's gonna be a negative to that too, and there's gonna be there's gonna be more errors, or she's not gonna be as consistent at times. But also she won Wimbledon, so it works. It worked for that. I've got a 4 now from Paolini, goes long, 30-40. 30-40. As Gauff serves a fault, second serve. Second serve. As the return goes to the backhand of Gauff. Backhand now from Paolini. Into the forehand of Gauff as Paolini forehand again to the forehand of Gauff. Sliced. Into the backhand of Paolini. Paolini's it out. Deuce. By the way, to the guy in the chat that said, I don't watch women's tennis, not for 10 years at least. If Gauff is at the top, I know it's bad and it would slaughter these players. We haven't watched women's tennis for 10 years. So how would you know? How would you know? You just said I haven't watched women's tennis for 10 years. How would you know then? Like, how would you know any of that? As Gauff hits a forehand to the forehand of Paolini. Forehand from Gauff. Into the backhand of Paolini is Gauff backhand again. The backhand of Paolini. And Paolini in the net. Advantage Gauff. By the way, and you're speaking of Justine Henin, who's like one of like a generational talent. She was one of the best players of the 2000s. One of the only players to consistently push Serena. I mean, you're not just talking about like, well, Henin was, of course Henin was amazing. Henin would have slaughtered a lot of players in a lot of different decades. So, yeah, saying Henin would slaughter these players is not... I mean, yeah, Henin is up here, in comparison. So, at the moment, yeah. As the return goes into the forehand of Gauff. Forehand now from Paolini goes wide. And it's 3-love. So, saying that Henin would slaughter these players... Well, Henin, yeah, she was slaughtering the players back in her day, too. She's like probably one of the top 10 greatest players of all time, or at least in open era, top 10 greatest players. So you're not really saying much. I will never understand why people dislike Coco so much. Yeah. I don't think it's people, again, I've said this before, I don't think it's people don't like Coco. I think they don't like the Serena comparisons, right? When she hasn't done anything in comparison. But also, I think maybe some people are annoyed that when they switch on the TV, all they hear is Gauff's going to win, Gauff's going to win, Gauff's the best, Gauff's the best. And people get annoyed at that. I don't think it's Coco, though. She's not a bad person, right? She's not a I don't think it's they don't like her. I think they just don't like the media attention around her. And it annoys them. And then they come in here and say things that they don't like her. But it's not, I don't think it's that they don't like her. They just don't like people talking about her all the time or whatever. And I don't have tennis shows, so I don't know. I don't have American media, so I don't know what it's like over there. But I think it's just that people get annoyed when players, not just Gauff, but players get compared or promoted as maybe better than they should be. Again, not Gauff's fault. She didn't ask them to do it. She's won 2 Grand Slams, by the way, so she's not a bad player. In fact, she's a great player. So I think it's not people hating on Gauff. I think it's just hating on someone's the media popularity. Same with Raducanu, same with Eala. People get shitty at those players, not because of them, but because of the attention they get. And I don't know why they get annoyed at the attention. Maybe it's because they feel like someone else is getting not enough attention. And they feel like, well, this person's getting more attention, but this person's better. Like, maybe they feel like it's just like not fair, But again, it's not Coco's fault. She's just playing tennis. She's not telling anybody to say, she's not saying all these things about herself, right? She's not promoting herself as the best player in the world and the next best player of the world, like, the number one or anything like that. She's like, I'm 2 Grand Slam champion, I'm number 3 in the world, and I'm going to try and not double fault so much. 30 love. At least that's what it feels like. Because, again, how can you not like Coco Gauff? I mean, there's no reason not to like her. She doesn't do anything to make her unlikable. As that goes out by Paolini, it's 30-15. So I don't know. I'll never understand it until, or maybe just people have just a problem with people for no reason. I don't know. So to the backhand of Gauff. Backhand now from Paolini to the forehand of Gauff. And Gauff hits it long, 40-15. All right, 40-15. As Paolini serves a fault, second serve. Second serve in the backhand of Gauff. Forehand from Paolini to the backhand of Gauff as Paolini forehand to the forehand of Gauff. Into the forehand of Paolini as Gauff into the Paolini backhand. Gauff backhand down the line. Good shot. Paolini gets it, but it's in the net. 40-30. $40-30. As Paolini serves the fault, second serve. As the return goes in from Gauff. All right, deuce. Here we go. Coco playing very well to start this match. Deuce. It's got a forehand now from Paolini. Goes long. And it's advantage Coco for a double break. The players are developing just fine. Coco is humble and honest with her faults. It's the media drawing constant comparisons. If you compare Mars to Jupiter, it's going to seem when it's not in... Wait, what? You lost me at the end. Forehand from Gauff goes into the backhand of Paolini. Backhand from Gauff. In the backhand of Paolini is Gauff with a forehand. Into the forehand of Paolini. Gauff with a forehand again. To the forehand of Paolini. There's Gauff backhand. Into the backhand of Paolini. Down the line to the forehand of Gauff. There's Paolini forehand again. To the forehand of Gauff. Gauff hits it out. We're back to deuce. All right, deuce. All right, deuce. There's a default second serve. And the return from Gauff goes long. Advantage Paolini. But you know what? I feel like this happens a lot. I think it happens with a lot of different players. I think the people that are in here that are not watching Paolini and they just want to get angry at Coco, probably just had a bad day. They probably just had a shitty day at work and they're just going to blame something. So getting angry at Coco Gauff or yelling into the void is making them feel better, because they've had a shit day and they've had a fight with their girlfriend or their bosses yelled at them. So they're like, yeah, Coco Gauff serve sucks. It's because they have a shitty day. It's probably that. Not that it's acceptable. You shouldn't behave that way. But it's probably that people were coming in angry to watch, to vent through trying to talk shit about tennis players instead of dealing with their problem. You know what I mean? I get it. I have shit days too, but I don't come in here and yell at Paolini because of it. It's a place to escape that shit. All right, deuce. Is it a 4-1 rally? And if you've had a shitty day, I'm sorry you had a shit day. Hopefully it gets better. As with a forehand now from Paolini into the forehand of Gauff. Paolini forehand again. Goes in the net. And Coco takes another break point for a double break. All right, advantage Gauff. By the way, Paolini looks exhausted. She definitely is under the weather. She was blowing her nose in the first match, and she usually is very energetic. And she looks exhausted. The way she's definitely breathing heavy, and she just looks like fatigued. And I know she played doubles, but she does that every week. She plays doubles and singles all the time. So I don't think we can blame the doubles as, oh, she's tired. She looks exhausted. And she definitely looked sick in the first match too. She was blowing her nose at the change of ends. And there's been something's going on because Keys was like not going to shake hands because she was sick. So I think there is something going on. She wasn't well in the doubles either. Yeah. She definitely looks, flat is the word. And very, very fatigued. And she hits the point wide, and it's advantage Gauff. Advantage Gauff. Then retire and don't lose your life. That sounds like a betting man. Did you bet on her? That's why you want to retire? Because you sounds like somebody. Oh, she should retire so I can get my money back. You should have known this. We talked about Paolini being sick yesterday. You should have been here for that. Before you go off and throw money away and then get angry. Deuce. As Paolini serves again. Long service game, this one. As a default second serve. Serve to the backhand of Gauff. Backhand up from Paolini. Into the backhand of Gauff. Gauff in the net. Advantage Paolini. A bit of a shake of the fist that time. Yeah, and the thing is, she's playing doubles as well, which means that she's not getting a day off. So if she was sick, like other players might be sick, at least on the day off, she can just go practice and then go sleep all day. But because she's playing doubles as well, she can't take a day off. So even if she's under the weather, she has to play and wake up every day and play a match. And that's just because she's so good at doubles as well, right? But just unlucky Whereas every other player, if anyone else is sick in the singles draw, they get a day off. Every second day they can try and recover, right? Paolini didn't get yesterday off to get, to feel better, or she won't get tomorrow off because she's got to play that as well. Paolini's played 111 matches this year. That's crazy. All right, Coco has the break, but Paolini holds 3-1. As the return goes into the forehand of Gauff, backing up Paolini on the stretch. As Gauff with a forehand cross court, Paolini gets it. Gauff down the line. Paolini there with a slice. Gauff with a volley winner. Nice. 15 love. If sick Paolini plays like this, then Coco has no chance. What do you mean? Gauff's winning. What do you... Anyways, forehand now from Gauff is a slice. Paolini with a passing shot. Gauff with a volley. And then Paolini passing shot goes long. Nice volleys from Gauff. 30 love. Coco just can't close it out. What are we doing? It's too early in the week to be doing this. It's 3-1 in the first set. How can Coco not... What do you mean close it out? We're not even at the point where she can close it out. It's 3-1. What are we doing? Chad, we got to lock in. Come on. If somebody... Imagine if the WTA came in here and looked at the chat and was like, oh, these people don't know what they're talking about. Come on. We're better than this. We know more than this. Come on. We can be better. We need to be better. If she was at 5-3 and got broken, then she didn't close it out. Come on, we know how tennis works. We know terminologies. Come on. Come on now. 40 love. Red cards and yellow cards for the chat. Yeah, I know, right? Anyways, Gauff holds. Great serving so far from Coco. 4-1. What the hell? Come on, we got to lock in. This is the WTA Finals. This is the final women's tournament of the year. We're going to finish strong. I'm going to finish strong, so we need to lock in. I know it's nearly holidays, but we just got to get through these next few weeks. Lock the hell in. All right, Gauff 4-1. Danish time after this? No, it's 1 a.m. I won't get to the Danishes in time. Why do so many people see gleeful at the possibility of Coco losing? I'm sick of it. Just cheer for Paolini. Exactly. Actually, yeah. If you don't like Coco, tell me why. Educate us. Why are you so negative against Coco? Like, come on. You can be honest. we're not going to yell and scream at you. If you don't like Coco, okay. Cartel TV, you seem like you don't like Coco Gauff. Is it because you like Paolini? Or, what is your issue with her? Why do you not like Coco? Or are you just a Paolini fan and that's okay? Get the pom-poms out and cheer for her. Do a backflip, right? It's great. But for the people that are by the way, she's hit 0 double faults. Right? She's had 3 great service games. Why are the negative people being negative about Coco? What's up? What's wrong? What'd she do to you? She's worth $35 million and get all the attention? All right, well, why don't you go become a professional tennis player and win 2 Grand Slams? And then you can be the $35 million attention earning player. Get off your butt and go be a pro tennis player. Go on. All right, 15 love. As Paolini serves again. Into the back end of Gauff. Gauff in the net. 30 love. Coco's popularity is artificial. Okay. All right, 30 love. I can tell you this much, chat. as Paolini in the net, 30-15. I usually mute the commentary on the stream so I can like pay attention to the chat and what's going on. But I'm just listening. They talk so much during the matches. During the matches on the... And I have to talk during the points. Sorry, during the points. Not during the match. They are talking absolute dribble constantly on WTA TV. They won't shut up. I don't know why they keep yapping. There's points being played and they're just talking all the time. It is so distracting. Anyways, that goes out by Gauff and it's 40-15. They are talking. And I have to talk, right? Because you can't see what's going on. So I have to yap. But like, all I can hear is them just like having a massive conversation during the... Hello? What is going on? They are talking a lot. All right, 40-15. And I can't hear what they're talking about because it's too low, but I can just hear this like constant noise. Coco in the net, 4-2. They are constantly talking about stuff. By the way, there's a little kid standing behind the Paolini towel box, and she just goes like this to Paolini as she's walking to the box. Oh, that's so funny. All right, 30 minutes played, 4-2 Coco. I don't know who it is, but they just keep talking all the time. Anyways, that goes in net by Gauff, left 15. I don't know who's commentating, but they're all talking a lot. Like constantly during the point, which I'm like, does that usually happen? Is that normal, chat? Does it usually happen? All right, good serve, Coco, 15. Oh, I don't know what they're talking about because I'm not listening. I just can hear the noise. They're probably talking about the match, but it's just like during the point they're talking about the match. Is that normal? As the return goes in from Paolini to the front of Gauff. Gauff hits it wide and it's 15-30. Uh-oh. 15-30, chance for Paolini to get back on serve. It's normal for the feeds cam? Okay. They just love talking. I don't know who it is, though. Let me have a listen. Who is it? They're talking about food. They're not even talking about the tennis. What the hell? 15-30. Double fault Coco, first one of the day, 15-40. Do they know they're on, like, TV? Hello, is this thing on? They're talking about food. I don't know who it is. They have not stopped talking. They're just chatting. It's like small talk. It's not even about the match. Anyway, it's 15-40. And I'm talking about them talking, which is not about the match either. I don't know who it is. It's wild. Anyways, double fault Coco. That's a shame. 2 double faults back to back to get broken, but she was serving well up until that. All right. All right. 4-3. 4-3. It definitely isn't normal Sky Sports. It must be from the director. Okay. I don't know who's talking, who it is though, but while watching soccer, I hear the commentators talk too much. It is because they are also broadcasting on FM. Maybe it is a similar scenario, but I could be wrong. No, it's not the same. Because if they were doing radio commentary, it would be probably more like what I'm doing. Whereas if they were doing this commentary on the radio, if you close your eyes and were listening to this, you wouldn't know what's going on. Because they don't do like play-by-play on the TV. They only do, that's like more of a radio thing. For tennis. They don't do play-by-play in tennis. Yeah, they're quiet during the ad break. What just happened? Coco played bad, or Paolini played well? Paolini Gauff double folded. 2 double faults in a row. First 2 of the day, too, which is a shame. All right, we're back on serve, 4-3. All right. Oh, it's not usually like that. A former player stopped by the commentary booth and she is passing her perspective on the tournament. Oh, okay. Oh, was it like Simona Halep? Or, was that Ons? Maybe it was Ons. Did Ons jump in the box? Is that why they had Jabeur in the box or something? Because usually when they get a player in, the player don't know the they're just doing an interview, right? Is that what it was? That makes sense. Because Ons was there at the start. They could have got her in the box. Anyways, 15 love. It does sound a little bit like Ons, I think. Might be Ons. Anyways, return. In the back of Paolini. Go for the forehand of the forehand of Paolini. Gauff comes in. Nope. She goes back and lets it bounce. And hits in the net. It is Ons. I think it's Ons. I'm pretty sure it's Ons. 30 love. It has to be her. Sounds like her. All right, Paolini serves. Thanks, who was that? Thanks, Ladarius, for the, yeah. That makes more sense. That they don't usually yap, but because they got a special guest, they're going to talk to them. So that makes a lot more sense. I was going to say, they're very chatty today, but if they've got someone in the box, they're going to do that. 30 love has been a 400 rally. Gauff goes down the line in the net. 40 love. 40 love. Halep was commentating with for the Swiatek Rebecca match yesterday. Yeah. So it must be, yeah, because she was there yesterday. So Jabeur is there today. So it must be, they must have like a special guest every day. And then Garcia was there the other day as well, wasn't she? 40 love. Oh, this is definitely coming back. Nice. To serve now the backhand of Gauff. Slice from Paolini. Goes long. 40-15. They always have WTA players with them. Yeah. Well, Muguruza is the tournament director, so she's there all the time. But yeah, I think they've had... So Garcia was there. Halep was there. Jabeur's there today. Did they have anyone else? Day 1, I don't think they had anyone. Wait, what's how many? Day 4, right? So they had 3 different former top 10 players or top players. Is it a backhand to backhand rally? As Gauff again, the backhand of Paolini. Backhand to backhand again as that goes to net by Paolini, and it's 40-30. 40-30. Muguruza was the first day. Well, she was there anyway, but that makes sense. If she was the first on day 1, she's like, I'll be the special guest player. That's kind of cool though. I hope tomorrow I hope they keep this up, and I hope they get different players every day. That'd be kind of cool. To get like a different former top 10 player each day of the tournament. That's actually a really cool idea. Like to showcase like some of the great players, like if they got Kvitova, or tomorrow, or whatever. As a backhand winner there from Gauff, and it's deuce. That's such a good idea to bring in, a different former top 10 or former WTA Finals player, active or retired, to kind of celebrate them each day. That's kind of cool. That's a good idea. Can you imagine they did that on the men's side? That'd be fun. All right. From 40 love to deuce. as Paolini serves a let. As the return goes into the forehand of Paolini, Gauff backhand to the backhand of Paolini. Paolini hits it long, advantage Coco to take the break again. All right, Paolini serves. So to serve again. Into the forehand of Gauff. Return goes to the backhand of Paolini. Gauff. Backhand again to the backhand of Paolini. Into the forehand of Gauff as Paolini down the line to the backhand of Gauff. Paolini slices it back. Gauff on the attack. Forehand cross court. Paolini gets it. Gauff forehand down the line. Paolini's there with the backhand. There's Gauff backhand again. The backhand of Paolini who hits a drop shot, but it's wide. There's the break. All right, 5-3. Coco to serve for the set. Okay. That was a bad game by Paolini. She was up 40 love. Lost 5 points in a row. All right. As Paolini return goes wide. 15 love. As we're back in on the stretch, to the forehand of Gauff, and Paolini puts a forehand long. 30 love. Head-to-head is 3-all. Gauff won their last match, but Paolini has won 3 of the last 4 this year. Serving the forehand of Paolini, backing from Gauff into the forehand of Paolini. There's Gauff forehand again, the forehand of Paolini, into the forehand of Gauff. Paolini back into the net. 40 love. Gauff with the set points. She won 8 points in a row, by the way. Serve to the forehand of Paolini. Paolini hits it out. And Gauff takes the first set 6-3. Besides that one poor service game, she is pretty dominant, Coco. Pretty dominant first set on serve. Just the one bad game. Okay. 5 winners, 21 errors by Gauff. 3 winners and 22 errors by Paolini. Now you know Paolini's not feeling well if she's hit 22 errors. That is not her game. She is hits a lot cleaner than that. So, yeah. Unfortunately, Paolini is not playing her best tennis. And not feel, we can tell. We've watched enough Paolini to know when she's looking like herself, and today is not that. Yeah, she has the flu. Yeah, she definitely looks under the weather. Paolini unwell. Why continue? She should look after her health. because unless you're like deathly ill with pneumonia, if you're feeling sick, but you have to go to work, people go to work sick. It happens. If you're playing a professional tennis tournament, one of the biggest tournaments in the planet, also it comes out of the people. Some people will get sick and then they'll just, stay in bed for 5 days. Some people get sick, but then they have to soldier on, and she soldiers on. Also, how much money did you have on the match? How much is the bet? How much? Is it? By the way, Paolini going to the bathroom looks super fatigued. Um, 1,001 odds and 4-4 and not winning game 8 is wild. What do you mean? Paolini's a professional. She plays if she can. Yeah. I think there might be a bug going around. Madison Keys had the flu as well. Yeah, and I think someone said Swiatek was looking a little bit under the weather on day 1. So, yeah, there must be something going around. Is Paolini blowing her nose still a lot? I didn't notice in the change of ends, but she definitely is looking... She looks tired. Is Paolini... yeah. Guy with the US flag was there last year? Nice. I respect Paolini for not retiring. She's a professional. Yeah, and she's a fighter as well, Imagine if Jordan retired in that flu game, then we wouldn't have had that amazing moment in sport. You know what I mean? This is the Paolini flu game. Swiatek definitely played like she became deathly ill after the first set yesterday. Yeah, on day 1, somebody mentioned that she was blowing her nose, so I don't know if I didn't see it, so I can't confirm. But we know Paolini definitely was, and Keys yesterday didn't want to shake hands with Anisimova because she was sick. Jasmine rarely takes bathroom breaks. She must be really feeling sick, yeah. Swiatek played like she wanted to get out of there, and I'm a Swiatek fan. Yeah. After that first set, I don't know what happened. It was wild. Great from Raducanu, though. Great comeback, but Swiatek... yeah, she just lost her game after the first set. All right. So we do have two matches coming up after this. One of those is in Greece. Djokovic playing against Tabilo. But that'll be coming on after Korda and Dzumhur because Echeverry and McDonald play for 7 hours. Not exactly, but close enough. They might as well play for 7 hours. It went forever. How long did they actually play for? They played for 2 hours and 50 minutes. Now Korda is taking on Dzumhur, which hasn't started yet. So Djokovic's match will be delayed. But straight after this, if it's after this set, we'll watch Sabalenka Pegula, which I'm so excited for. That has been one of the best matches, one of the best rivalries this year. They bring the quality like that. Like again, I've said this. The best match of the year for me has still been Keys Swiatek, Australian Open semi-finals. But the best quality match of the year was Pegula versus Sabalenka. We haven't seen a better match than that between the best players in the world. And we've watched most of the best players in the world play each other. Like most top 10 clashes we have watched. And that match still stands as the best quality match we've seen on the WTA. Between, like, top players. So hopefully we get a rematch of that, because that was awesome. Yeah, the US Open. But even the match they played, in Wuhan was pretty exciting as well. I mean, that has match of the year vibes as well. If it was a Grand Slam, it would have, right? The only difference between Kei Swiatek and Australia was that it was a slam. And that's why I think it's match of the year. But the Wuhan match was just an epic comeback by Pegula. But the quality of the US Open match was so high. Those are probably the three best matches we've seen in the Grand Slams. Or at least, sorry, two best in the Grand Slams and 3 of the year. I can't think of another match that's been just as good as that. French Open final. But Sabalenka didn't play well in that final, so it was great. It was a great close match, but it wasn't a quality match from both. Whereas Swiatek Keys both played a good match in Australia. I'm trying to think any other matches. I mean, Swiatek Sabalenka semi-final. Sabalenka Anisimova might be up there in the Wimbledon match as one of the matches of the year, maybe. Anyways, 40 love. Gauff returns into the back of Paolini. Gauff with the back on the stretch. Down the line is a winner. Beautiful pick up by Coco, 40-15. Felix pulled out of Metz because he said he was sore and carrying some sort of injury, so that's why he pulled out. Just not to make it worse. So yeah. All right, Paolini holds 1 love. Postcard walls right here. Right here. All right, 1-0 Paolini. All right. And this one over Osaka was pretty good as well. When? When did that happen? Remind me. I can't remember. Oh, man. I've watched too much tennis. I've got tennis dementia. All right, 15 love. How many postcards now? I think there's like 220, I think. US Open semis? See, I mean, the first, I talk about the other one bet more because it's stuck in my brain. Yeah, I don't remember the second one nearly as much, clearly. Like that match is blanked. You're getting old, Cam? No, I just watched so much, I just can't remember everything. Double for Coco, 15-0. Ah, 15-0. As with the backhand from Paolini to the forehand of Gauff. Forehand from Paolini again to the forehand of Gauff. As Paolini forehand to the backhand of Gauff. Into the backhand Paolini. As Gauff with a forehand cross court. Paolini goes down the line. Gauff gets it with a backhand. Paolini forehand to the forehand of Gauff. Into the backhand of Paolini is Gauff. Backhand again, the backhand of Paolini. Gauff hits a slice. Comes to the net. Paolini with a pass. Gauff with a volley. Paolini with a lob. Is too good. Paolini with a little shake of the fist. 15-30. All right. 15-30. Great lob by Paolini. As the return goes to the forehand of Gauff. Backhand of Paolini into the backhand of Gauff, but no, Paolini in the net. 30 all. Oh. As with a forehand from Gauff into the backhand of Paolini. Gauff with the forehand again at the backhand of Paolini to the forehand of Gauff. There's Paolini slice. Again to the forehand of Gauff, who puts it away. 40-30. $40-30. As a return goes to the forehand of Gauff, backhand of Paolini. In the backhand of Gauff as Paolini goes to the forehand of Gauff. Slice from Paolini goes in. And then Gauff puts it away again. 1-1. Yeah, Paolini's not scrambling for everything as well, so you can tell that she's sort of picking when she wants to chase down a ball. She's not running everything down like usual. All right. 1-1. The WTA didn't nominate Keys versus Swiatek as the match of the year. What have they got there? This is why we do our own awards, because sometimes I don't know, because we just do. All right, love 15. As Gauff, it's a forehand into the forehand of Paolini. Gauff with a volley. Paolini puts up a lob. Coco puts it away. Love 30. Love 30. Love 30. As the return goes in the forehand of Paolini. Backing up from Gauff. Into the forehand of Paolini is Gauff. Hits it out. Okay. So what do they got? So the WTA Fan Favorite Award. Okay. All right. So that's just the fan award. Where's Dasha? 30 all. There's Dasha. Doubles team of the favorite doubles player. All right, 30 all. As it back into the forehand of Gauff, and Gauff, it's a long. And it's 40-30. So I'm just having a look here. They don't have any matches from the slams. So I think match of the year is only a WTA match of the year. They don't have Grand Slams. They've only got Rome, Berlin, Indian Wells, Doha, and Beijing. They don't have any slams. So that's probably why it's not there. Match of the year. Sabalenka Raducanu in Berlin was pretty epic. Watchalong was a long match. That's what I remember. I don't remember it being particularly good, though. I think I'm going to go Raducanu Sabalenka. Berlin. Sabalenka saved, what, like 5 match points? Tournament of the year? Tournament moment of the year. And Boko winning Canada was moment of the year, right? That was the most memorable, I think. Best tournament moment in the 500s? Probably Vondi winning Berlin, right? Because she just had a great beat. She beat everybody. Berlin was great. Clearly. I think Berlin was tournament of the year. Best tournament moment in the 250s. Joao Eala. Easily. Joao Eala was crazy. That final. And joint one, which, Australia. Oh, is that all? They only had a couple of categories. Okay. Yeah, I don't think they don't have I don't think they include slam matches, so that's why. Yeah, slams aren't WTA events, exactly. Correct. Coco versus Zhang had a lot of unforced errors. Yeah, it was a long match though. But yeah, I think Raducanu Sabalenka was just such a crazy match, and it was such a great fight back from Sabalenka at the end. 15 love. That's not a bad idea though. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll do it like best 1000 match of the year, best 200, 250 match of the year, best slam. Maybe that's what we'll do. It's actually a good way to do the categories, to be honest. Might be a better way than doing... That's actually a good idea. Thanks, WTA. Might have to think about that. Return goes out by Paolini. 30 love. Which WTA player would you consider the unluckiest this year? Unluckiest player of the year? Unluckiest player of the year. I don't know. I have to think. On the men, WTA play, not Draper. Maybe Draper on the men's side though. 40 love. Unluckiest player of the year. Yeah, Vondi comes to mind. Like she had an opportunity to play that quarterfinal of a slam and she didn't get to play it. Injuries kind of, injuries were a big problem. Just when you think she was going to be ready to go, she'd get injured and she wouldn't be able to play her best. Yeah, Vondi, but then Vondi did win Berlin, so it's not like she didn't. It's not like she didn't get to. She didn't get anything out of the year. Too old. I mean, do we say Andreeva? She might be Andreeva, right? I mean, she wins 2 1000 titles, has a great start to the season, and then doesn't qualify because everyone was so good. Is she unlucky? I think maybe she's a bit unlucky. Badosa with injuries? Yeah, maybe. I mean, you could put Mukova in there, maybe. 15-all. Trying to think who else has been unlucky. Zhang, maybe? Yeah, maybe Zhang. I mean, unlucky, are we just basing it based on injuries? That seems to be the common thing, right? There's a 4-4 rally. And Gauff hits a wide 30-15. Because unlucky could mean just like you made like 4 finals, but you couldn't win the title. Like that could be considered unlucky too, right? Osaka, maybe? Yeah. Maybe. As that backhand goes wide by Paolini, 30-all. All right. As Paolini hits a great serve, 40-30. As the return goes into the backhand of Paolini from Gauff. Into the backhand of Paolini as Paolini hits it long. We get the deuce. All right, deuce. As we serve again from Paolini. Serve to the forehand of Gauff. Backhand up from Paolini to the backhand of Gauff. As Paolini forehand again. The backhand of Gauff to the forehand of Paolini. As Gauff down the line. Paolini gets to the backhand. Into the forehand of Gauff. As Paolini forehand again to the forehand of Gauff. To the forehand of Paolini. Gauff with the back on the stretch. Paolini in control. Comes to the net. Gauff for the pass. Too good. Advantage Coco. I think on the men's side, most unlucky player, it's either Dimitrov, after what happened at Wimbledon was seriously unlucky. That was like the most unlucky moment of the year. Or it would be Fokina not being able to win a title and being unlucky with that. It's got to be those two, right? One of them. Maybe. Advantage Gauff. To the fault second serve. Maybe Rune. Yeah, but Rune had been having a good season though. So I don't think... I mean, I don't know. Anyways, in the net by Paolini. Like, Rune's injury was definitely unlucky, but he was... like, he'd already had a pretty good year, Rune. Like, it didn't feel like Rune... Like, oh man, you know... He was about to win his second 1,000 or anything. Like, he might have gone on to win Paris again, but you know what I mean? Like, it didn't feel like Rune's injury didn't feel like it came at a time when, you know, whereas like Dimitrov's injury came at a time when he was up 2-6 against Jannik Sinner at a slam. I mean, and then Sinner went on to win Wimbledon. Like the only guy to put Sinner in such a position, right? And then that happened. Like, it doesn't get any more like unlucky than that. Rune's injury, obviously, very unlucky too, but the situation that Rune was in was a little different than Dimitrov. Like Dimitrov, especially with Dimitrov's age, he might not find himself in a winning position like that again against one of those guys. Whereas Rune, it happened in like in a 250 semi-final, and he had played really well this year, Bruno. He had won titles this year. He played well. So I feel like Dimitrov's the timing of the injury was so unlucky. But then also for Kina, making multiple finals this year and just not able to win a title, especially that Demonor match in Acapulco, I think it was, devastating. All right, 3-2. But those are probably the three unluckiest players of the year. All right, 3-2. Go for the set and a break. And the return goes in the forehand of Gauff. Backhand out from Paolini to the forehand of Gauff. Paolini backhand again, the forehand of Gauff. Gauff in the net. Love 15. All right. Love 15. As the backhand goes into the forehand of Gauff. Forehand from Paolini to the backhand of Gauff to the backhand of Paolini. As Gauff backhand winner. Inside out backhand winner. Beautiful shot. And it's 15 all. By the way, don't forget to subscribe. We still have 2 more matches tonight with the ladies' singles match coming up between Pegula and Sabalenka, and then of course we've got Djokovic against Tabilo during that match as well. So probably have to do a double header. That's okay. Djokovic is playing in Turin, so we'll see how he looks in that match as Gauff goes to 40-15. Which are the worst tournaments for you, time scheduling wise, America or Europe? Yeah, I've been thinking about that a little bit lately. It's not so much America or Europe, it's more when than it is like which time zone. 40-15, Paolini hits out 4-2. I can tell you this much. This time of year when I'm watching in European time and I'm staying up all night, waking up at 5 o'clock in the afternoon when the sun's out and I've missed the whole day is kind of sucks. Whereas in Europe in the middle of winter in Australia, it's totally fine. I do not care. Like watching Wimbledon, watching the French, watching anything like that, European time zones, I don't care if I sleep all day. I'm not missing anything. It's winter. It's crap weather. It doesn't matter. But like this time of year, staying up, like sleeping in all day and then waking up in the middle of the afternoon, I'm like, yeah. Especially knowing that like people are doing stuff and I'm missing out. That's a little bit harder to take. But then like Indian Wells, Miami's not that bad because they're sort of during the day. Miami's probably the hardest, maybe. Miami might be the hardest because it's still in it's nice weather outside, still in March for Australia, and it's also Miami might be the one. Indian Wells is fine. I wake up at 6 a.m., watch tennis all day. It's totally fine. Cincinnati, Canada, US Open are all fine. I don't mind. The US Open can be rough, but I don't think it was that bad this year. That hard to wake up this year. But yeah, this time of year is a little bit tricky, especially because it's as that goes the net by Paolini 15-30. It's not so last week was tough, not because we had European tournaments. It was because we had Europe and Asia tournaments. Like, that was hard. Watching matches, like matches starting at like midday my time or 2 p.m. my time, but then I'm not going to be awake early enough. Like, that was hard. Like, I'll tell you that one of the hardest part of the season, Acapulco, Dubai. That part of the year sucks. Like, that is one of the worst parts of the year because I'm up all night watching Dubai, and then Acapulco starts as soon as Dubai ends, and then you stay up again, and that's always the roughest because it's 24 hours. Like, there might be like 3 hours of no tennis during that week. Like, you'll and it's great if you've got nothing else to do and you don't have to go to work or anything or sleep. You don't need to sleep. But yeah, that's brutal. That week is brutal. And that's not even including the women's tournaments that happened that week as well. Anyways, Gauff breaks. And it's 5-2. Coco's going to serve for the match. By the way, if Paolini does lose this in straight sets, she is out. And it means Coco is still alive. And it'll come down to the final matches. And if Coco does win this next game, I'm just trying to think. Would she rather Pegula beat Sabalenka and then it come down to her versus Sabalenka? Or would she... I don't know. Maybe she would rather that Sabalenka won. I don't know. I mean, it would be in her hands if it was Sabalenka versus Gauff next match and winner wins, loser goes home. But I don't know if she'd rather Pegula to win or not. I don't know. But yeah, if Sabalenka wins, then Gauff doesn't have to beat Sabalenka. Because Pegula and her and Paolini could all finish with 1 win, 2 losses. Now, I think she would rather it be in her hands, I think. Because otherwise, when you start relying on other players to win or lose, then you probably... when it's out of your hands, it's probably not as good. Plus, she can beat Sabalenka. So she'd probably rather want Pegula to win, so then it comes down to her versus Sabalenka. And she'll know that, like, I just have to win this match and I'm in. Rather than being like, I have to win this in straight sets or blah, blah, blah. Like, if it comes down to like that, it's probably not as it won't be as good for her. She'd rather just be like simple, go, okay, winner goes through, loser goes home. That's probably the better thing for Coco. Plus, she can beat Sabalenka. She knows how to beat Sabalenka. And also, Sabalenka will be coming off a loss if she does lose to Pegula. So, that would be... that would be maybe in Gauff's favour. Coming up against a Sabalenka who's coming off a loss. Maybe that would be a good thing for Gauff as well. Paolini loses in straight sets. She's out of the tournament. All right. Love 15. All right. Forehand now from Gauff into the forehand of Paolini. And Gauff with a slice. Paolini with a smash. She puts it away. Love 30. All right, first serve was a fault. As the return goes back end of Gauff, slice Paolini. Goes to the net and it's 15-30. As the return goes to forehand of Gauff. And then Paolini hits it in the net. 30-all. 30-all. As Gauff serves again. As Gauff backhand. Into the backhand of Paolini. Gauff backhand again. To the forehand of Paolini. Into the forehand of Gauff. Drop shots in the net though. 30-40. And it's break point Paolini. To get back one of the breaks. All right, good serve. Return goes to the forehand of Gauff. Paolini to the forehand of Gauff. It's Paolini backhand passing shot goes wide. And it's deuce. All right, serve again. Is a fault. Second serve. As a return goes to the net by Paolini. All right. Match point for Coco Gauff to take her spot on the winners list this week. And then bring it down to the final matches as she serves. Into the forehand of Paolini. Return goes in the net. All right. Paolini's effectively out of the tournament. Coco stays alive. By the way, chat, very good serving display by Gauff. Only 2 double faults in the one game. And then 1 more double fault after that. So really a massive improvement on serve. And you can say what you want about Paolini, how bad she played or how sick she looked. But Coco's serve had nothing to do with Paolini. I mean, Coco still could have served 30 double faults, but she didn't. Serving much improved. Now, obviously, her return, her serving, against somebody with a bigger return is going to be under more pressure. Maybe that's it. But 3 double faults, and like I said, 2 in the one game. Coco definitely improved from that first match in the serving, at least the serving. Maybe not in the ground strokes, but in the serving, definitely improved. And we can tell that Paolini's not feeling well. She's putting on trying to fight out there, but you could tell that she just wasn't. She didn't have the energy out there. Paolini is trash. I hope the next time you go to work sick and and don't put in your best performance, that somebody calls you trash, or you get fired. Because if you get fired, I mean that would be the same as losing a match. You know what I mean? Like, bro, you were harsh. All right. Now, we don't know exactly what Coco has to do to win or to make the semis, but she will have to win that final, possibly have to win that final match. It might come down to, she might still lose that final match, but still qualify because of the situation, but she have to play Sabalenka. If Sabalenka loses to Pegula, then it comes down to whoever wins against Sabalenka or Gauff. So that means Pegula, if she wins, she's through. That's a lot more pressure. Yeah, we'll go through the scenarios in the next match. All right. Jump on over here and talk amongst yourselves. We will be back. Paolini's not trash. I agree. I think it was just somebody just getting a little bit sad. But we'll be back in about 10 minutes to watch the second matchup, and then of course Djokovic coming up later. But Gauff wins 3-2. She takes out Paolini. She knocks Paolini out of the tournament, and she keeps her hopes alive of making the semis and defending this title. Sabalenka Pegula next.